My people, now we don't know. Now me, I don't come this time. Your humble host, Comrade Fritz Misodi. Today, I want us to discuss this issue of 11th February coming up. We all know that along the years, we have been celebrating 11th February as the Youth Day, okay? But the Southern Cameroonian community have been called for the past years to boycott 11th February, a day that symbolizes their forced reunification with Cameroon under coercive condition, diminishing their right to self-determination. We all know that in 1961, the plebiscite that ostensibly offered Southern Cameroonians a choice to join either Nigeria or French Cameroon was heavily manipulated and influenced by external powers. Okay, and specifically, we know that the government of French Cameroon leading to these widespread feelings of betrayal of our people. Why are we celebrating 11th February as a youth day? It has nothing to do with the youths. It was a day that the plebiscite was held. And that plebiscite was a plebiscite that they were asking our people to two choices: to either join the French Cameroon or to join Nigeria. That is the question that was asked. Okay? But why should our people be asked such a question? To join Nigeria or to join French Cameroon? That is an issue that we are trying to find out what happened on that day, because till today it affects our people. Our people don't know what happened. They don't know what transpired on that day. Okay? So what we know as of today is that our parents were fooled, because they thought that joining in that manner, they will have access to control their own items, their own projects, their own departments. The government, the Congress, they will control the House of Chiefs, they will control most of their things. But when they joined, it was all fake. They felt betrayed. Those are the reasons I want to bring to you today. I have some points that I'll bring to show you reasons not to celebrate this day as we have always done in the past years. When the crisis started, we have always boycotted 11th February because it has no use for us. It's a day that we have to instead mourn. It's not a youth day. It has nothing to do with the youths. Okay, it has nothing to do with the youths. So I'm bringing that to your notice so that people should know reasons to boycott, reasons to not take part in anything concerning 11th of February. Okay? So, share as we join. Share. I want to see the population here. Please share while we populate. Make sure you share widely. Okay. Share, please. As you join, make sure you share as you join. Hope you share. I should join. Share, please. Let me see you share. If you are watching on Facebook, make sure you hit the follow button. Follow me on Facebook, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, you follow me on all the other channels. Okay? TikTok, follow me on Instagram. I am there. So we are gonna start with the number 1 point. Okay, number 1 point. Share. I see people joining. Please make sure you share. I'm seeing people on Facebook. I'm seeing people on YouTube. Make sure you share and share widely before we start the show, okay? Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so that whenever I come on air, you see me come on air, okay? Yes. So, the reasons why our people should boycott okay, we know that Amadu Ahijo started all these projects, okay, when after the 1961 plebiscite, that was fraud, okay. They manipulated our people in the fake referendum in 1972. The unification was a force. They call it reunification, but we call it independence, because in 1961 we were granted independence by the United Nations. That independence is one of its kind, because we're the only country that was granted independence by joining another country. So that forced federation of independence was not of our choice, because our parents were looking at Gabon and Equatorial Guinea, small countries that had their independence by Equatorial Guinea was colonized by Spain. Gabon was colonized by France. These are our small neighbors that were granted independence. Why Southern Cameroon was asked to join Nigeria or to join French Cameroon? So it was a controversial issue. So that plebiscite of 1961, 11th of February, led to the forceful union with the French Cameroon. It was conducted under a coercive situation, because we had no army, we had no police force. The only police force that we had was a mobile wing. They were very peaceful guys. They did not even know what is fighting war and so on and so forth. The French Cameroon used their army and occupy our land. So many Southern Cameroonians felt their decision to join French Cameroon was made under duress, not really genuine consent. Okay, so the plebiscite of 11 February 1961 was conducted under that coercive condition, leaving many Southern Cameroonians feeling that their support for joining Cameroon was not genuine, but rather a product of intimidation and fear of repercussions because of the military that was present, the French military. Okay, that is the problem. The issue of the two questions come back to haunt our people till date, where they were asked just two questions: do you want to have independence by joining French Cameroon, or independence by joining Nigeria? Okay. Number two is the disregard for the wishes of the people. The plebiscite process was heavily influenced by external forces, including the government of French Cameroon, while the wishes of the Southern Cameroon people were largely ignored. Okay, the population's desire for greater autonomy was not adequately considered by the UK and the United Nations during the plebiscite organization. The fact that the plebiscite was heavily influenced by external powers and the government of French Cameroon, which disregarded the preferences of the local population, was an issue. Many Southern Cameroonians felt that their desire for autonomy was ignored. Okay, seeing their neighbors like Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, and all these smaller countries being granted independence, self-independent, not independence by joining some other country. Okay. Number 3, there was a lack of self-determination. Okay, lack of self-determination. We all know that the plebiscite did not offer Southern Cameroonians an actual opportunity for self-determination. Instead, it left them feeling betrayed as their true aspirations were not heard or respected. The outcome of the plebiscite did not offer Southern Cameroonians a real choice for self-determination, as they were not allowed to voice their true aspiration, leading to a feeling of betrayal by the government. The maintenance of the territorial status quo in Africa is often seen as the wisest course to preserve what has been achieved by peoples who have struggled for their independence, and to avoid a disruption which would deprive the continent of gains achieved by more sacrifice. Okay, every country that went through colonialism, Southern Cameroon, British Southern Cameroon, British colonial Cameroon, British mandated territory, they changed the name of Southern Cameroon until 1961 came. They said you have to get independent by joining some other country. A state whose government represents the whole of the people or the people's resident within its territory on the basis of equality and without discrimination, and respect the principle of self-determination in its own internal arrangement, is entitled to the protection under international law of its territorial integrity. Southern Cameroon had its pillars, its boundaries, its specific colonial past, specific everything. Okay, and more than 100 and something counties voted for the independence of Southern Cameroon, with 64 counties voted yes, and there were 20 counties that voted no, but then the rest were abstentions. But 64 countries voted for our independence in the United Nations. Okay, so this 11th of February reminds us of this past that takes us back yesteryears of this betrayal of our people. Number 4 point is the marginalization of the Southern Cameroonians. Okay, we all know that since this joining of the French Cameroon, there has been a gradual systematic political and economic exclusion of our people, leaving our people feeling alienated from the political decision-making processes. You have seen along the years, and Paul Biya himself made it clear that the role that he was appointed, Paul Biya was never elected into office, he was appointed. The role he was given was to assimilate the people of Southern Cameroon, okay, to integrate the people of Southern Cameroon into the French system. It was not an issue of sharing, the culture, the diversity, everything. No, that was not the goal. Okay, so since that plebiscite, there has been this systematic oppression, exclusion from political and economic decision making, resulting in the feeling of alienation of our people among the Southern Cameroonian population. Okay, Southern Cameroon was under the British rule, imagine, for many years. We were under the the British rule from 1858 to 1887, and then 1815 up to 1961. 1915 up to 1961 were still under the British rule. A total of about nearly 80 years were ruled by the British. That long British connection left an indelible mark on the territory, that bequeathing to all this Anglo-Saxon heritage, then they just take you and say, okay, just stay with this person like that. It's hard. It's not easy for you to just, because we're being ruled together with Nigeria. Okay. Yes. So it's our educational system, legal system, administrative system, political governance, institutional culture is different. And Paul Biya have tried. He said they have tried to do that. It's so different. That's why they say, okay, go and take a special status. What special status? Our identity is different. We are different people. Okay, you cannot just change somebody overnight. It doesn't work like that. Okay, you just say, okay, want to integrate you. You don't even ask the people's opinion. You just say, okay, come and stay here. You just be French people, change what? No. Our culture, the way we were brought up, our ethnicity was different. Our own way of doing things was different. And they saw that because they tried to change it, it wasn't going. They tried. Okay. Another point, the number 5 point, is the cultural erosion. Okay. The celebration of 11 February highlights the suppression of the Ambazonian culture and identity. Policies favoring the French Cameroon majority undermine the right and cultural heritage of our people. Okay, the celebration of this day represent the repression, the suppression of our culture, and that is why most of the time they will do all these activities. They say it's a youth day, but this is all part of the betrayal, part of the lies that we have been carrying all along the years. And they say it's a youth day. It has nothing to do with the youth. This is the day that they finally buried our placenta, because it is the day that our people were finally fooled to join this union, and they call it plebiscite. After 10 years, they came and organized a referendum that they finally cancel everything. They cancel the federal system, everything that they promised in 1961. You see how the gradual, eradication of our system. 6 point is the human rights violations. You have seen that the aftermath of the plebiscite and this union has been marked by widespread human rights abuses. I cannot tell you how many of our people have lost their life. Many of our activists, many people have been killed. When you go back to history, you see how many NCNC leaders were arrested, some were killed, some were kidnapped. That is why the NCNC, most people who went abroad, most Southern Cameroonians who went on exile, they use, of course, most of them, maybe their dad or their parents were members of the NCNC. For asylum, it's the NCNC. Even to date, it's the NCNC that has that backing, because it has been an old association, old organization that covers the people of that had been advocating for the civil rights of the people of Southern Cameroon. The legacy of the plebiscite, this same 11 February plebiscite, and the subsequent integration into this French Cameroon has been marked by severe human rights abuses against the people of Southern Cameroon. we have seen arbitrary arrest, torture, violence, particularly in these past years and even before these years. Okay, the ongoing conflict today in our region, all these human rights violations that have been reported, extrajudicial killing, you have seen mass grave, scorched earth policies going on in our land, arbitrary arrest, suppression of dissent. That is what is going on. So we continue to bear the brunt of this union called plebiscite of this 11th of February. How do you go and celebrate this day? A day that you were being buried, you were being put inside a coffin. You saw what Mancho BBC, the coffin revolution. Then my next point is the economic disparity. There are significant economic disparities between us. Okay, the reason why the United Nations and Britain said that our people could not be granted independence by themselves, they must join Nigeria or join French Cameroon, was because they said our economy was no good, that we were not economically viable to stay to be by ourselves. But when after that 10 years of living with us, the Aijo discovered that these people are very rich. They discover oil, they discovered all these resources, rubber, timber. CDC is the second largest, biggest parastatal corporation, second largest source of employment after the government. So what kind of economy do you so they discovered banana, palm oil, tea, cocoa. The second largest employer. It means that inside Cameroon, that economy that we brought in is the economy that is sustaining Cameroon. Because we know of 60%, some people say 60% of our resources sustaining the whole country. So why do you say we were not economically viable? But today, do we have that? Do we share, or we have been usurped? Our resources are being usurped. The neglect, the frustration, our people are being, you see how people are crying of no infrastructure, the region is neglected, developmental disparities, no access to resources. All these are form of injustice among our people. There is often no direct correlation between economic and political power, and the control of economic resources is often subject to competition, not only at the individual level, but also between various levels of government. Okay. Southern Cameroon is considered as an important national economic base due to its natural resources, but they don't consider us to help in the production. They consider us as just there for them to come and squeeze the resources. The tea, the palm oil, the cocoa, palms, the timber, rubber, all these are resources that we have in our area, but we don't enjoy, because the government only come with trucks, come with the timber companies and carry all these things to go sell, and we don't even know where they are going. But these are our resources. Okay. Yeah, so this is what we are saying. Okay. It's sad. Number 8 point is the unfulfilled promises that we have seen. During the plebiscite and the subsequent years, promises were made to the people of Southern Cameroon. Okay. regarding autonomy and their rights, okay? But these promises have largely gone unfulfilled, deepening that resentment. The promises Ahijo made was that we are going to control our education, it's the same promise they made even during the Grand National Dialogue thing that they are talking about. But do they respect this? They don't. That's why all these fake promises is what has led our people say enough is enough. Many Southern Cameroonians feel that the promises made regarding their rights was not respected, especially during the plebiscite. They have not honored it. All those promises that were made by Ahijo, leading to the Fumban conference and so on and so forth, was not respected. And what do you see? We see that deep disillusionment and anger towards the government of both Ahijo and Paul Biya. Okay, that is it. Several promises made by Ahijo, several promises made by Paul Biya. This is 60 good years for two presidents, still doing the same continuation of the same marginalization, the same false promises known to be achieved. That is what the people of Southern Cameroon are going through. And that 11th February is what is reminding us of what happened. How the United Nations granted us independence by joining another country, and then that country don't want us to make our own decisions, to run our own affairs, to have our own sovereignty. No, that is not the way forward. Okay, 11th February is not a youth day. It's a day of all these things coming together. It reminds us of all this suppression, all these unfulfilled promises, all these things that we're going through, the economic disparity, marginalization, the human rights violations. Okay, all these are things that comes to mind when we go through all these. Number 9 is the struggle for recognition. We join these people as an independent country, but we went in as a federal system on equal status. There was no status that said this one side will dominate the other. Even the constitution was not supposed to be changed. Everything was supposed to stay like that. We were supposed to run our affairs. We were supposed to run our thing inside the federal system. The 11th of February symbolizes that unresolved struggle for recognition for our people. The unique identity and aspiration of the people of Southern Cameroons. For many, it is a painful reminder of ongoing injustices, okay, and a fight for justice and equality that we see today. Okay, when I say this struggle did not start in 2016, people don't understand. It started since then because our people discovered that they were fooled. Okay, 11th February symbolizes that day, that unresolved struggle for recognition of the unique identity, the rights and the aspirations. Many of whom see it as a day that remind them of that ongoing fight for justice and equality that the people of Southern Cameroon have been looking for. Number 10, the symbol of division. The 11th February represents the historical division between the Southern Cameroon and the French Cameroon. For many, it is a day that highlights the grievances and systematic inequalities that continue to plague Southern Cameroonians to today. Why do you celebrate a day that is a day that the people of Southern Cameroon, this 11th February, that serve as a reminder of their historical grievances, a call to resist celebrations that they believe symbolizes oppression, marginalization, and unfulfilled aspirations. Why do you celebrate this day? Please, for the sake of the people of Southern Cameroon, for the sake, this 11th February is not a day to celebrate. It's not a day to jubilate. It's a day, national day of mourning. Okay, it's a national day of mourning. The interim government put out some statements about this. Okay, we know that most people don't know that 11th February is not that a day to jubilate, because it has a lot of setback and that reminder of our people what happened that we should avoid to celebrate this day. Please stay out of any 11th February activity, because it's not a day for us to even think of celebrating. No. We have seen all our people, what happened to our people. We've seen all what I've gone through, what our people are going through along the years. And, before 2016, many of our people did not know that our people were being jailed, were being incarcerated. Yes, of course they were. They were. If you look at the history, you see how our people were put in jail. Our people went through all this torment and torture and all the extrajudicial killings and and sometimes our people don't even understand all this. But if you look at the history, you understand that by the early time of the years, our people went through all kinds of torture, torments. Imagine that even back in 2000, the early 2000. Yeah, back in the early 2000, we had our like the members of the NCNC that were locked up. Members of the NCNC, the political assimilation of the Ambazonian, the Southern Cameroon region in 1994. 1994, all Anglophone conference was convened to implore the central government to either revert to the federal system. So back then they were even begging for federation. Okay, and that conference was either led to the Boya Declaration this is 1994, when they were begging Biya to even go back to federal system. Biya never hit to this cries of the people of Southern Cameroon. Never. That's how the French people. That's why those federalists still think that they can really go and talk about federation, and these people will still understand. I don't think they know how these people are bent not to respect anything federation, because they know anything federation, they know that our people will just still remain independent. Okay, so they don't want to even talk about federation. They don't. Okay, so we are just hoping that the boycott is a very important event for us to mourn. Okay, 11th February is a day of mourning. So let's no one think that this is new. This is not new. Since the day of that plebiscite, our people started having issues. Okay, they had to tell me the youth day, which has nothing to do with the youth, and problems started right there, because once they discovered that the people of Southern Cameroon had discovered that that day was not for the youths, that was when the problem started. So please stay out of that day, because it's a national day of mourning. Okay, 11 February is not a day to celebrate. Our people already know the detail about that. So whatever you're doing, put that day as a day of serious mourning. Our people have been warned to stay out of 11 February. No celebration, nothing. Okay, yeah. Make sure you share, and let's have a national boycott of 11 February. Stay home. Make sure you put some foodstuff, pack your foodstuff at home. Have a good day on that 11th of February. I think the program will come out detail on what the 11th February is going to look like, and what activities, either total shutdown or something like that. So it will be announced soon. But what I know is that there's nothing that's going to happen on 11th of February. Okay, the 11th of February is a Tuesday. So on that Tuesday, we all know Monday is a lockdown. So those 2 days, Monday, Tuesday, will be definitely the days of lockdown, because Ghost Town is our usual Monday. Then Tuesday is, so 10th is Monday, 11th of February is Tuesday. So we have to make sure that we get ready for those 2 days, so that we'll make sure there's a total boycott. Okay, total shutdown, total boycott of that day. Nothing moves, nobody does anything. Make sure you respect. Stay home, stay out of trouble. Don't put yourself in harm's way. Okay, thank you. Make sure you respect. Okay, you all know that we also talk about election. There is no election in Ambazonia. So remember, it's still, even though it's still far, we are trying to remind people, no election organized in Ambazonia. No election organized by La Republic in Ambazonia. The interim government, it is considered a treasonable offense for anyone to take part in the following activities in Ambazonia. The interim government made it clear, okay, to take part in any La Republic organized elections. 2, take part in any La Republic rally or election campaign. 3, be involved in the distribution or dissemination of electoral material. 4, present yourself as a candidate for any La Republic election in Ambazonia. 5, promote, sponsor or supervise any La Republic elections in Ambazonia. Anyone taking part in any such prohibited activities in Ambazonia does so at his or her own risk. You have been warned. That is the interim government. So please, take it serious, because this concerns the future of the people of Southern Cameroon. Okay, it's not done by one person or two person. This is done by the government to make sure that we pursue our goal to the end. Okay, thank you, and make sure you share this broadcast. Thank you for watching, and God bless you. God bless the people of Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia.